implementing our function. Anytime we are executing our code, it starts from the top, comes to the second line, third line, then it continues in that order. This is our main function. This is also a function. We have to declare the type, whether it's an int, a string, a boolean, or whatever. So the main also returns an int. That's why in the beginning we saw return 0. So let's create our function. But with our function, we are not going to add any return type. So we have to give it a void. So function. So let's create a function to buy something, and it's good practice as a developer to comment your code. So function to buy something. Okay. So just as we have our int main, we are going to use that same format to create our function to go and buy something. So void buy, we open the brackets, then we add a parenthesis just as the main function is. Okay, so look at this one very well because you'll be using it a lot of times. You have to become familiar with the structure of how the function is written. Okay, so let's try to print something to the screen. See out, then we put our less than quotation marks just as we did the first one. Okay, so I am buying okay. So first of all, because we want to buy something, we want to pass the item that we want to buy dynamically inside the function. So on top here we can write, let's say, string, then we name the parameter that we want to use inside our function. So here we name it item. Then we come down inside our code, then see out I'm buying, I write item. In this way, anytime we want to use our function, we have to pass the variable inside our brackets so that it will be implemented inside the body of the function. So this is a very good practice, and this is the simplest buy that you can also get, buy function that you can write to buy something. So this is how we type buy. Then because there's a string variable inside the main creation body of the function, we have to type buy, then pass a string inside the brackets. That's it. We are good to go. So let's run the code and see what we are getting out of our function. I am buying egg. Okay, so our function is working correctly and everything is fine here. Okay, so because we passed the egg there, we are getting egg inside a printed statement that's saying I am buying egg. So what about if we want to write the number of eggs that we want to buy? Let's say I'm buying 100 or whatever. We want to also be able to pass it dynamically inside our function. So I think we should create a new variable and name it item total. So our item total will not be initialized here, but we will declare it there, but we will not initialize it. So it will stay there, then it will be waiting for initialization. So we see out how many items you want to buy. So let's put the items there, and as you can see, we are using the items 2 times in our code, and that's the incredible thing that we have when we are creating, we are declaring something in our parentheses. So let's do it this way. How many items do you want to buy? Okay, let's put our end line there. Then we have to catch the variable so that we place it inside the item total declaration or variable that we've created at the top there so that it can be used inside our code. So C in item total. Okay, so I think our code is ready to go. No, wait, let's make some few changes inside our C outs. Okay, so I am buying okay, let's put the item total there so that any item that the user will type will be inside our print statement so that we can get the number of items that the user is after. Okay, so let's make it this way just for a nice formatting of our print out statement. Okay, let's do it this way. Okay, just to add a space in between. So I think now when we run our code, we are supposed to get something very, very interesting that we've just created. Boom. How many eggs do you want to buy? So we type, let's say, 5, and we get, I am buying 5 eggs. Is that not incredible? You can go ahead and test the code for yourself so that as you practice, you become very good. Okay, let's buy another thing. Let's buy a pen or something. Okay, let's buy a pen. So PEN for our pen. Okay. So let's run it and see. One incredible thing about the function is you just use it, just create it once, then you'll be using it. How many pens do you want to buy? So we can type in 3, and we get, I am buying 3 pens. It's very incredible. I suggest you try it out on your own so that you become a good programmer. Okay. So there's our function, and our function doesn't always have to be implemented at the top. We can implement our function down, or let me say below the main function. So let's cut all of them and paste them here. And when we run the code, as you can see, we have an error, and I'll be solving the error in just a moment from now. But I want you to know that if you just copy and paste or just cut and paste the code down here just like that, you'll be getting an error. So we have a method called function prototyping. The function prototyping, what it does is it initializes, it's like a skeleton of your function, but it doesn't contain all the juicy stuff that your function is having. So okay, we type it. Okay, so we put the initializations and the stuff. Okay, hashtag include. So this is how our code runs. We run the first one, second one, then it comes down just as I said. So I think everything should be fine, but no, we get an error again. Let's see, we have another error. Why? Because we didn't put all the skeletons of our code together. So we have to pass in the parameters that our buy function would be taking, and we have to like put the string item inside our buy so that when we are using the buy function in any other part of our code, it will know that it's supposed to take a parameter. So let's copy the string item and place it inside our by. Then I think we are now ready to go. So when we run our code, we can see how many pens do you want to buy. So let's type a crazy number, 4,000, and we get I am buying 4,000 pens. Okay, so what do we do next? Let's create another function, I guess, to show that functions are very easy to create, and as you follow along, you will become very used to how functions work. So let's create another function. Maybe we want to go somewhere, so let's create a function that will allow us to go anywhere that we want. So I don't even know where we are going to go, but let's create the function so that the function will allow us to go anywhere that we want. So void go, and just as we did for the buy, let's see out something, or yeah, just as we did, we will place parameters inside our brackets, then we will see out something. So it will be like the first one. So we have to initialize, we have to define our variables. So location, where we want the place that I want to go, is definitely a string. So see out, I am going to, then we can put the location variable that we just created inside our function skeleton. Then we put headline. So I think our function is ready to be used. It's a newly created function out of the box. You should be happy for creating this function, and it should work fine. But if you do it this way, we have to go by all the principles that we added when creating the buy function. So go, then we add the place that we want to go, United Kingdom. That's where we want to go. But still, we have an error. Then we do it this way. Let's initialize it at the top here, then we put our bracket there. So I think everything should work fine now. When we run our code, we can see it is working. I am going to United Kingdom. You can go anywhere that you want. I'm going to USA, Canada. You can type any place that you want, China, anywhere that you want inside the function. Then you'll be able to go there just in your see out. Okay, so let's try and create another function, but this function will be doing something different. To be doing computation, add brackets, then we put our parameters there. And also, you are not restricted to put one parameter there. You can put multiple parameters inside your brackets. So first number, int, second number. So I come to add two things together inside our function flesh. Okay. So let's bring our parenthesis, or is it called curly brackets? Okay. So we have to put the numbers. We want to do addition. So we are going to add the first number and the second number, and we'll store it inside a variable called results. So that's what I come to do now. Okay. plus second number. Okay, our results is red. Why? Because we didn't define the type, so int, and I think we are good to go. But we have to show something on the screen, the result. So let's say cout, then we print out something on the screen so that we'll be able to see and we'll be happy for that. The results, okay, let me make it the answer instead, yeah, is something. Then we place the result variable there, results. Then we do our end line, and we are good to go. So let's clean this, go, then place our add function there so that we'll use it. We have to put two numbers, 5 and 6. So put a semicolon there, and then we have to initialize it at the top there so that when it gets into our main to know what we are about to do. So let's copy this and paste it inside our code. In first number, comma, in second number, just as we did for the go and the buy function. So I think everything should work now, and we are going to test. Okay, it's working. We get the answer is 11. The answer is 11. Okay, so as we've done for the addition, I think we can do all the arithmetic computations here just by using the same formula. We can add, multiplication, do everything that we want, but let's do subtraction. So void sub, then we do for the subtraction function just as we did for the addition function. So int, let's say first number, comma, then second number. Yeah, everything is working. Okay, let's write int results is equal to first number minus the second number. Okay, second number, we end it, then we see out the answer is, then we put the variable that we created, results. Let's put our end line there. Then I think our subtraction function is ready to be used. So I think we have to do the same as we did for all the other functions. We call it out, stop here, by using function prototyping. Then I think only then that we'll be able to run our code without any errors, because I don't like errors at all. Sub into brackets Let's put 10, then 3. Yeah, 3. So that's we test and see if our sub sub function is working. So let's run, and boom, the answer is 7. This is very incredible. This is very incredible. Okay, so let's clean all this so that we get a very, very, very simplified, nice code that we can use. Okay, so let me clean all this one. I'm going to leave the addition. Okay, wait. Let me just clean it away so that we usually the sub function. So one incredible thing is we can call the function multiple times. So let's call it again, sub 40 and 10. Come to subtract 10 from 40. Then when we run our code, get 7 and 30. So the answer is 7 and the answer is 30. So by just applying all what you have done, you'll be able to create bigger applications just by implementing functions. And if you play with it, it will be very simple for you to use. So let's edit this so that we test and see. Okay, 100 minus let's make it 30. Yeah, 60. Okay, 67 is good. Minus 1, and let's change these values a little bit to get some different values. So if not with the help of the function, we would have to type all the content of the function inside the main loop multiple times in order to get. So we get the answer is 7, the answer is 30, 76 is 6, negative 300 and 13. So I think that is pretty much it. It's very simple. You'll be able to create functions, then use them. Then as you're building your applications, add a bunch of functions inside. Most of the time, you're using functions in your code. So it's very good to master this ability. If you don't understand anything, you can let me know in the comment section. You should also try the code out. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.